What's up, guys? I'm Tim. This is New Craft Workshop, and it's time for another DIY and beginner-friendly weekend project that hopefully you guys will get out in your shop and make and then use around your house. And if you like this design and you want to dress it up and do what do we say here on the channel? That's right. Make it your own. You can take this design, dress it up, finish it differently, clean it up, modify it, whatever you want to do. Sell it on your Etsy store, maybe add it to your stuff that you're sending out to your craft shows if that's what you're doing. But yeah, I'm going to give you the basics for this project, and then you're going to dress it up and make it your own. So as always, when we do these beginner friendly projects, we do a cut list and we do a tool list. Today's project is going to be extremely simple. The assembly of this is going to go super quick, and you're going to need very few tools to get this done. So let's get started with our cut list. So the first thing we will need is a 1x6. This is cut to 14 3/4 of an inch. Then we're going to need two pieces of 1x6. These are cut to 12 inches a piece. Then we're going to switch over to our 1x4. This is going to be 13 1/4 of an inch. We'll need one piece there. And then we will need three pieces, 4 inches long each. And to cap it off, this is where we are going to our 1x2. This is cut to 13 1/4 of an inch. So at this point, you should have 8 pieces. Let's build. All right, and that is it for the cut list. So now let's head over here and let's talk about what we're going to need on this tool list. You are going to need your saw. Of course, we've got to get everything cut down to length. You are going to need your brad nailer. If you don't have a brad nailer, as always, hammer and nails will be sufficient. You are going to need your tape measure. We got to measure everything, of course. You are going to need some wood glue, and you are going to need some clamps. All right, you have your cut list, you have your tool list. We're back from the saw, everything is cut to length. Now it's time to mark out our holes for our K-Cups. Now, we are using a 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit. That is the most accurate size that I can get. That's going to be common, that these K-Cups will push into and stay and look nice. So what we need to do first is we need to take our two 12-inch pieces. Now these are what's going to become the back, and this is where our 6 holes are going to go. Now we're going to take our rule, and if I can find my little drawing, actually, check it out. It's not a drawing, it's a SketchUp printout, because I've been getting better at SketchUp, and if you haven't learned SketchUp, learn SketchUp. It's freaking awesome. Guess what else I need? Who would have guessed? If you've ever watched my channel, you probably knew that was coming. So what we need to do is we need to lay out for our holes. Now, on my diagram, which will be available right here on my website, just head over to shop and then plans, and this will be free. It's just a PDF. There's no instructions with it. It is a very basic PDF that you can download and kind of reference if you want to. But let's get our holes marked out. Our first holes are going to be 1 1/2 inches from the top, and I am going to just put my Sacred T rule, which I know you know if you've watched my channel that I love this thing. And we're just going to come across here, and we're going to put our mark at 1 1/2 inches on both of these boards. And then our next hole is going to be 2 1/2 inches from this mark, which puts us at 4 inches. And we'll mark that on both boards. And then our last row is 2 1/2 inches from that, which would put us at, quick math, that's right, 6 1/2 inches. So we'll come down one more row, and that's going to be our 3 rows for our 6 K-Cups. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense. All right, let me get this one done. All right, and now we're going to come in from each edge 1.5 inches, and that's going to be our center line for our 12 cups. So we're just going to come down right here. And here. And hopefully on this camera right here you can see this is our 6 intersections where our holes are going to go right there. So let me mark this other board real quick and then we will drill some holes. All right, we have our holes marked. Well, our hole locations marked. Let's head over to the drill press. If you don't have a drill press, feel free to use a hand drill, because if you don't have a drill press, what other options do you have? So let's head over to the drill press. We're going to drill 12 holes. I am going to place underneath this material, I'm going to place a backer board, Forstner bit, spade bit, hole saw, whatever you're using to drill this 1 3/4 inch hole on the back side. It will blow out because it's so big. Just make sure you put a backer board, clamp your material down, and then we're going to drill 12 holes. So let's go. All right, we're back from the drill press. We've got our holes drilled. I'm going to just lay this out real quick on the table for you guys, and I'm going to show you how this is going to go together, give you a little bit better idea of how we're going to get this assembled and tacked into place. So our 1x2 is going to be our little cap. We have our big 1x6 that is our base, and then we have our 1x4s that are making up our little box down here on the bottom. If I could get this piece to stay up, it's laying right in the middle of my T-track. This is where we are going to be able to put our creamer, sweetener, etc., and then we're going to put our K-Cups up top. So it's time for assembly. We're going to use some wood glue, and we're going to use some brad nails. 1 1/4 inch, I think I told you that earlier, and check it out. I'm turning my brad nailer on before we start this process, because if you've watched my channel before, you know that I never, ever, ever do that. So I am going to get this assembly process started by tacking together, wow, these 3 pieces right here. And the reason I want to do that is because that's going to give me at least a stable base that I can then kind of work off of to get the rest of it assembled. You do you, this is what I'm doing. So we're going to, and just for those of you who can see, because I know you can, yes, my pencil lines are still on here, because guess why? I'm painting this and I really don't care to erase all those pencil lines. So we're going to just put a bead of glue and tack this in place. And I mentioned this to you a couple times. This is going to get painted, so I'm not overly concerned with my glue squeeze out, especially on the inside of these little compartments here. But if you are staining this, it is absolutely necessary that you get all of your glue off immediately. Some people like to let it dry. I don't. I like to get it off the second that it's there. Wet rag, personally, that's my opinion. And speaking of which, look, I got some squeeze out. Let me find, God, my shop is still a mess. I'm working on it, man, but it is still a freaking mess. All right, then we're going to repeat this on this other side. And just do your best to make sure that you are flush on the back and the bottom. It's going to help keep our project square, and it's going to help keep all these measurements I gave you. It's going to make them fit, which if they don't, you're going to be like, why did you tell me to cut it that short? It's a little short. No, it's because you didn't line everything up, right? See? Passing the buck here. All right, this next piece, we're going to do the same thing, but as you can see, there's really nothing to brad into or through right here. So this is where we're going to be using our clamps. But before we do that, I'm going to put one more piece on the outside of this right here, because this is going to get glued and clamped. It is going to be more than adequate to hold this thing in place once the glue sets up and dries. And once we get the other pieces installed, it's also going to help stabilize it. You'll see in just a second what I'm talking about. So let's get this tacked in place. Now we're at a point where this is kind of where we're going with this. And before we clamp this up, I want to get this front piece right here put on. This is going to help stabilize this as well. We just don't want our back separating. So we're going to glue this up. Now, again, I know I've said this already, but I'm painting this one. So I'm going to tack my brads in from the front right here. And when I tack these in place, they can get puttied over and painted over because I'm painting this project. If you're not painting yours, you're going to have to make sure that you just putty these holes up, sand them nice and smooth, and then your stain will look a whole lot better. Just make sure you cover up your nail holes, because if you don't, it's going to not look good, and then you're going to be sad. Don't be sad. All right, I am just lining up these two outside pieces. And we'll pop a brad in the middle. Now we can get our bottom put on, and I am going to tack this from the bottom as well, and then I'm going to clamp this up so that I can keep this joint right here. You can see how it's kind of off and wiggly. We don't want off and wiggly. We want firm and non-wiggly. So I created this to have an overlap on either side of about 3/4 of an inch. So as I always do here on New Craft Workshop, I'm going to kind of eyeball 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm just going to tack some brads in here. And then we can flip it over and get our back. And right here is an opportunity for us to move this back piece around right here, because remember, we couldn't tack through here. So right now we're just going to kind of use our hands to get this nice and flush. And all that's left, I told you this is going to be a fast one, is our top piece. We are going to put a bead of glue and some brad nails. We want the back side of this flush, and we want a 3/4 of an inch overhang on either side. That's just how I designed it, but what do we say? What are you going to do when you get out and build this yourself? Make it your own. And as this comes together, as we're kind of building this, and all of these components are getting tacked in place, you can kind of see how everything is lining up. And even though we didn't nail this board into our center divider, we're still able to go around as we're tacking this in place, line everything up, and it's coming together, and it's going to be nice and stable. All right, that is it. Didn't I tell you today was going to be a super fast video? I mean, this is kind of cool, but it could be even more cool if you make it your own. So please do so. And when you do, I want to see your builds. And the only way I can see your projects is if you join our Facebook group and share them. Everybody wants to see everybody else's work, so show us. We want to see it. While you're there, talk shop, ask questions, answer questions, give tips, advice, pointers, learn something new, because that's the whole purpose of our Facebook group. Like this video, it's this one right here. Give us a thumbs up for the video. It really helps the algorithm. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already, but most importantly, the biggest thing you can do for us is going to be leave us a comment. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys who do that on a regular basis. If you haven't noticed during the video, letters were randomly popping up on the screen. Those letters, when unscrambled, have something to do with woodworking. Comment the answer down below in the comment section, and I'll pick 5 lucky people 24 hours after this video posts to receive a free Basecamp dust mask and filter set. Now, Basecamp is the exclusive filter that we use here at New Craft Workshop, and I want you guys to see how good of a product that they make. Now, if you're still interested in Basecamp and you don't win, you can head over right here to their website, bcmask.com. Use my promo code NewCraft10. Say that fast, like 3-4 times. Yeah, it's tough, especially when you're looking into a camera, trust me. Use my promo code, 10% off everything over at Basecamp's website if you don't win. Still, check them out. They're really awesome products. So that's all I got for you. Holiday woodworking is coming up on Wednesday, I believe. And then next Sunday or next weekend is another beginners. So as always, appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me here at New Craft Workshop. And we will catch you on YouTube.